It's Thursday evening. I had the day off, so it's been a fun day already, and we're going to finish up today with doing a few new cuts and finishing off a couple that are halfway done. I have a few commissions to show as well, so stick around. And yeah, that's it for right now. Who knows what's going to happen? We never know in these lives. So anyway, let's get some safety stuff on. Oop. And I got a few people to give shout outs to today. One being John Ross. So if you enjoy slabs, I have a great slab contact for you. Slab material contact, that is. And then one of our buddies out in New Mexico is part of the People's Artist Competition. And we'd like to get him a few more votes in before it ends at the end of the day. That's the Johnny Depp. I think it's Johnny Depp, the Art Forum, and yeah, it's like artists and jewelers and a whole mix of different types of creative content makers. Not necessarily content makers, creators. Hi there, welcome in. Hope you're doing all right. Appreciate the thumbs up there. And just getting ready. I'm going to try with the gloves on to begin with. And got a few different things to show today. I've got my back brace on. I got my shoulder brace on. Hey, Star, how are you? So actually, Star, while you're here, well, we're going to try... Don't worry, that's just Boulder Opal juice on there right now. I don't know where that... Yeah, Boulder... Hey, Stephen, how are you today? So we got Boulder Opal juice that we're going to get off of the stone that I have to finish up for you. And then before I get Boulder Opal and everything, what else we got for you? Oh yeah. Click, click. She's there somewhere. So Star, look at this, Steve. She's got some pretty good taste. That is a gorgeous piece. So we're going to have a chat about that one. We're going to have a chat about this one, which is gorgeous. It's actually nicer outside of this light, believe it or not, because of the color changes in there. And then Star has her eye on one of the favorites. I did have to go find this one. I had this in the display already. So I don't know if you all remember when we did the shout. Instead of the scream, it's the Chiba shout. So that is Chiba Veracite. And that's a very distinct, different type of piece right there. So yeah. Hey everybody, welcome in. And then the last one that she was looking at, I got my one out to our friend Doug. I got a great report back from our other friend Dusty on the piece that he purchased. And this one, once you get Boulder Opal out, this one's not so bad. But the other piece that I have behind me, it gets on everything really, really quick. So it like takes a whole different session to do it. So we're going to clean that up. We're going to finish that one off. Are you getting married, Star? Or are you looking for one of your kids? I saw you got the container, which is fantastic. And then the other thing I wanted to show, how many people we got in? We got a few in here. Ron, not a great one. I use a tile saw. I started putting money to the side, so money that I get from YouTube, which I've only had one check so far, which was from super chats and gifts and that kind of stuff, and that was for like just over $100. And then I have another one coming for my second check, so second check in like 3 months, and that's going to be about 130, something like that, coming in, and that's from super chats and rubies and just all you kind people. Yeah, that's what I used to, Steve. The little one is more dangerous than these. I think it's a 7-inch that I have, 6-inch. Who's telling? But I do need to get a proper saw, and so I'm either going to get a new machine and a saw, or just a saw and a machine later on. But the other thing I've been doing is I've been doing a few commissions, and what I did for that is awesome star. That's fantastic. Yeah, so this was one of them, and it's not my favorite piece, but you know, commission's a commission, and I'm not the one in charge of it. So, oh, I almost lost it. You see, little sneaker. So he gave this to me. It had one piece missing. It's Larimar. Let me see if I can. Does it do it? Yeah, it won't let me get rid of the light. What if we do? What if we add some light? Yeah, you can't. So it doesn't pick up on opal very well, and it doesn't pick up on Larimar very well for some reason. Maybe we got too much light. Oop. Let's try this. So it does not show the blue very well on here. Anyway, so that piece dropped out, and then by the time I got home, the other piece dropped. Let me get this. I don't want to drop it out here. So this actually helped by this falling out, because I was able to take that, do a quick stencil on a sticker, and these are the little pieces of Larimar he gave me, which I don't know if those are going to work. And to be honest, I mean, I would not, well, it's not my choice, right? But somebody did pay that. And then I guess they got it home and the glue unstuck. So now they need to spend more money to get a stone cut and get it put in there. So that's quite a lot for a single piece, in my view. And then the other one he gave me was this little brooch. Don't think it's gold, but the stone that was in that one is like, I don't know if it's a piece of septarian or it is actually jade, but I'm not quite sure it's jade. So that's what was in there, and they wanted this agate to go in there. So let's pull that jade back out again, just to show you the difference. Come here, there you go. Oomph. So this is what was in that brooch right there. Yeah, exactly, Steve. But you know, if somebody wants to pay me to cut a stone, that's fine. So that's what was in there. So that's not crazy bad, right? It's just a brooch. So they don't want that one in there. They want this one in there. So, I mean, I get the idea, but I'm gonna tell you. So it's a nice little agate. I believe it's probably dyed. So they want to take the greenies out and put the blue in, and what it does give, it will give it a nice height to it, which will be different. Yeah, not all nephrite is jade, that is correct. But I have to decide which end to take off, because it's really just taking off a little bit of the end. And this end is going to be quartzy, this side here. And then it's got fortifications here, so it's going to be a lot harder here. And I guess it's kind of the same down the other end. But I'm going to have to fill those out, so that's going to be interesting. And yeah, so there's 2 commissions. I was talking about the commissions because I took the commission money that I made in the last, 4 months, 5 months, and put it all back into my PayPal, and it's going to sit in my PayPal with the stuff that comes from YouTube until I get a decent amount that we can buy something. So that's kind of the plan. All right, so today though, I'm going to show the number 8 grape block. Don't know if we'll cut it today. We may, but I'd like to finish that one. I'd like to finish the one that I have for star. That's just juice. Actually, we can take it off here. This is actually really nice underneath. Got all this wispiness in there. So there we go on that one. And then I think I'm going to run. Oh, we see. Almost lost it. Almost lost it. They did. And that's the problem that you get with, and it's honestly, Stephen, on it, I didn't show the marking on it, but it has the S on it and then the 95, so I'm not even sure it's 100% silver. I guess maybe if it had some rhodium plated on the outside, it would be worth it. Let's go over to the wheels. I'm going to get kind of started here. I have a friend who's moving stuff. He's going through chemo right now, and then he has surgery in a week or 2, and he's moving stuff around his farm. So I'm going to start probably with this piece of Kingman. This one, I don't know what it is. I mean, it's turquoise. Could be Kingman, but I'm not sure. And we'll try and cut that one. Might be really nice inside this one. And then, not sure what to do on this one yet. I think it could be the Blue Moon, but it's got some beautiful dark color in it. I'm not sure, might have to take that one out to the saw. Not bad, Star. It was a short week, and then today it felt like work anyway, but I ended up like those daily things that we have to do when we so I haven't had to do this since we own this house, but I had to redo the home insurance because it's getting nuts around here. They're taking advantage of everybody, and so I had to have the roof remitigated, so a roof mitigation, just to see how strong it is with the winds, because we do get some heavy winds around here come summertime. And yes, I had to do that this morning, which meant moving stuff out of the attic so this poor kid could get up there in 95-degree heat. Anyway, got done this morning, and then I went out and helped. Well, I can kind of show you real quick. Let's do a quick green screen, maybe. We don't have that many people in. I can show you guys some of this stuff. Let's have a look. Let's see what I got in here. So this is coming off my buddy's property on the way out. Boink. He's got, I don't know, 100+ acres. He used to breed Peruvian Passos out there. So this was just driving out today. But they had their cargo container that they had stuff in for 20 years, and we all sat out there and went through it. What else did happen today? Toby found himself a little prize. Let's see if we can show his little prize. So he's got something on his face right there. I was taking him out, and I was about to bring him inside. Very proud of himself. Let's have a look. Yep. Found himself a bone in the back. And I think it's some sort of scapula. I don't know, but he was very proud of his bone that he found outside. And I think that's all I need. And then one other thing I wanted to show you guys, if you haven't voted already, this is going on. If you go to, well, let's get the other phone out. Or not. But I don't. But it's the People Artist Award. This is one of our buddies that comes into the chat, Dusty. And so it's the Johnny Depp People's Artist Award. You can Google it. You can go on Facebook and vote. He's 9th in his group for right now. And maybe when he comes in, I really don't want to put his full name out there without asking his permission. So, but Dusty Augustus Rhodes. I'll go back in. I think. Oh, yeah. Just a few things we got up to today. And now we're going to try this piece of turquoise. I believe it's Kingman. It is Kingman. I know this is Kingman. In fact, they got another sale coming up this weekend, I think, out in Utah. All right. Let's see if this works. Ooh, there we are. Good. All right. Water's on. I need to get my mask on, and we will be looking good. Put these stones out of the way. Finish that one up. Alright. Let's see what kind of color we get out of this one. A little bit of a mask. This is stabilized. Now he hand paints those, Stephen. So he has hand painted each. It almost looks so. Basically what he's going for is little pieces of turquoise inlaid onto a skull. And he's hand painted each one of those. It's pretty cool. Yeah, we're doing pretty good, Steve. Trying to get above, what is it, 324? It's been sitting at 324 for a little while. But that's okay. I'm happy with what we're doing. So, looks pretty good down the bottom here. Just take the sides off and then coming down from the top. It's pretty hard. Yeah. It would help if I actually had the air popping up. There we go. Yeah, it's really neat. And then another friend of ours, Lucky Kicks, is also in the, I think I don't know what the actual section is, but it's, where is it? Okay, there we go. He's in the jewelry section. It might be the Native American section, I'm not sure. But Lucky Kicks is also one of our buddies. Getting a little bit of a shape on this. Thanks for being here today. I really appreciate it. I know we're all coming up to a holiday weekend. I don't know why we call it a holiday. A holiday, well, I guess it's a celebration of Memorial Day. I think it's more of like a recognition day. Hi Patricia, thank you so much for coming in. Doing a little piece of turquoise today. Patricia is one of the longer subscribed people that we have in the channel, and she's been very supportive all along the way, and I really appreciate that. I love all you guys that take, not only do you watch the shorts, but you take like 10 seconds, 20 seconds of your time to write something in there, and it helps the channel. And like Stephen was just saying, we're up over 2,300 now, and yeah, I mean, that's pretty amazing. Right, decent shape. I don't know how this color's going to work out. Need to flatten that down. So basically we're going for this bottom, sort of like a bar, I guess, all the way around there. And go ahead, flatten that out. You know, let me put this on the end here real quick. I've got my, and how quick this will come off. So down the other end here, I have a little flat lap, and it's been really helping with, yeah, Patricia, and thank you so much for being in today too. We kind of just toddle through everything, and I just showed off a few of the commissions that I've been asked to do this week. Alright, let's see how that's doing. So that's getting flat, but not quick enough for my liking. So let's do this on the wheel, and then we'll finish it up down there. And Patricia, we usually go like through 3, 4 stones, 5 stones. Maybe finish off a piece that we started in another live. Congrats to Star, her daughter's getting married. That's fabulous. And some people, Patricia, just like to come in and see what I'm cutting and hang out in the background. Some people, like myself, just like the noise. Let's start bringing this down, I think, see what we got underneath there. I'm pressing pretty hard here. I can tell where this came from just because of the very distinctive smell from the stabilization on this one. Very, very distinctive. And that's why I have a mask on today, which makes me sound like I'm mumbling a little bit. My friend was nice enough to gift me a Michael Jordan shirt. I don't know if it's a copy of the 1984 Olympics team. Yeah, well, I still have them, Steve, so you might be onto something there. I like the nimble elf of the pittery. Yeah. sometimes we get to discover stuff that we wouldn't necessarily think was underneath there. It's not seeing the color that I want yet. So it's under here. I just need to take it off. And there's a couple of like those smoky bars in there, which I don't really want on the face. I want a mixture of it. So let's roll it over. So don't tell Toby, but there's some chat in the house about a visit to the vet with some niblet removal. Oh, I don't know. I don't think he did. As soon as she comes into chat, maybe she'll bring it out and we can show it again. I did not make that into a short yet. So, Stephen, you missed last week. Sunday. Freckle Cat has started making. It's called the Rockhound Sub Hub. I'm sorry. And she's been making her impressions from your chats. Some felted puppies or felted dogs. Well, not even. Yeah, felted dogs is actually what it is. So we not only did we show the snail last week, but then we also showed Star's felted puppy, which had a pigeon sitting on its head. Yours, I think, had a bit of a stogie hanging out of his mouth. Yeah, she had a long day at school. Kids are getting crazy at school, so she's just getting settled and cleaned up from a pretty long week at school. They had their exams this week, and I don't know which is worse, the teachers or the kids. I think it's a little bit of mix of both. So, alright. I'm going to start pushing on this pretty hard so I can get down to the color. Yeah, we haven't decided what to do with them yet, Star. They're just going to become a pack or a group for right now. And then, I don't know. Just sort of reminders to me and Freckle Cat of the friends that we have through the channel. Which I think is really neat. And had nothing to do with me at all. Maybe we need to do a Patricia's creation one. Alright, so we're starting to see the color come through in the middle there. A little bit more over here. Yeah, it's, I don't know, it's telling me to do it. It's actually got to come a little bit more up like that, Patricia, I think. And, let's do that. Let's bring that in just a tiny bit. And soften it off a little bit. And so it may actually be, you know, it could be either way, actually. So it could be that way, maybe this way. Like that. And I think I'm going to move to the next wheel so I don't take too much off too quick. Like that. Sorry for a quick jolt over there. Bring it down just a little bit on the girdle, hoping I can tease a little bit more of that blue out. I don't mind the dark in the middle, it's pretty cool. The white, I don't know, do we like the white? I guess so. A little bit of the pull out. This one's a little different because of the shield shape. So I'm going to go from here and pull it out to each edge. That's basically what I'm doing. Into that like that. Hi everybody, welcome in. Appreciate the thumbs up there. If you are new to the channel, and we take ugly stones and ugly rocks and turn them into pretty ones. Something you might want to wear around your neck or put on your finger. Maybe even just put in a display case. But I cut most of my stones so that they can be set or wire wrapped. Mostly I do setting style, so it can go either way. So when I do a girdle on this edge, I do just enough angle that way actually, so that somebody can take silver and just bend it over the edge, and that holds the stone in. Let's bring that in a little. Alright, let me do the pull out I just talked about. So going to the middle of the stone, pulling out to the edge. Not pressing very hard because this is a metal wheel. I'm going to do the same side here. I'm actually pressing a little bit softer on this side. So I want it to kind of dome in the middle, where if you took a line from corner to corner and corner to corner, that it domes sort of a little bit in the middle there. Now we're going to do that top edge. Oh, Stephen. Well, here you go, Steve. You ready? Okay. Maybe your thumb. There you go. So, that is
the second member of the Rocktown Sub Club.
Yep, second member.
Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop.
Alright. So Patricia's in today. We might have to do one for Patricia. Yeah, we got one done for Star already. And we got one done for Steve. I don't know if you got a picture of Steve or not. But she did that during the live that we did Sunday. So it's going to be the pack of Rocktown, the Rocktown Sub Club. Looking pretty nice. Getting a little more blue out of it. I think we're going to have to bring it down just a little bit more. Yes, as soon as she sees the message there. I don't want to yell out there. I'm bringing it down a little bit more because I want to show a little bit more blue, and I think it's just hiding under the surface. It's also taking out a little bit of that white. I like the white. It kind of gives it a sort of a icy river look. Getting a bit of my workout right there. Trying to get through some of the smoky on the top here. There you go. See how it popped out now? Yeah. I think that's a song, but... Alright. Well, they stay together, so I don't know what you two have going on. But we keep Star and Steven together. That way? A little bit? No, good. Yeah. So, yeah, that's Star, and if you bring it forward... She's got a pigeon on her head. And then there's Steve.
And he's like, clack.
All right. That's the sanity in the house leaving. Hey, Reptile, how you doing? Yeah, you just joined the crazy club for a second there. What's going on here? Sorry. Let's go up. There we go. Four-star, how you doing today? Adult videos with the sub club. Anyway. So you just joined Reptile. We are doing a piece of the Smoky Kingman. And I'm just trying to bring that top down a little bit more, because I think I can get a little more blue out of it. I like the dark in it. I like the contrasting white. I'd like to get a little bit of that smoky off the top here, which I'm going to do on this next wheel. I appreciate all the thumbs up there. Yep, licks and clicks. So let me just do this edge real quick. I want to pull, I'm going to try and pull this out a little bit. I'm going to lower it down a little bit, but I'm hoping I can get through it a little bit to show a little more blue. And I went onto the soft wheel because I can press a little bit harder and it still rounds off to the edge. I just threw that at myself. Alright, so I haven't decided what we're going to do for the weekend. All I know is we're going to get up early. We're getting in the car. And we're either turning left out of the driveway or we're turning right out of the driveway. I don't know which one it's going to be. I think Toby's going to come with us. So we got to keep him cool. It was 95 degrees this afternoon. And that was, you know, that's on the outside of the vehicle. So you can't leave your animals and vehicles around here. They won't last very long. Or your children, for that matter. Yeah, don't leave the kids or the animals in the car at this time of year. I'm going to push it a little bit. It's coming off that side just a tiny bit. We've got a lot more blue now on this side. I'm working on this side. I like the dark in there. Can I get through this? I want to get through that a little bit. But it's getting thinner. I'm down to almost down to 3 millimeters. Now it is stabilized, so I can do a little bit more. Like I could probably get to 2 millimeter, but that's really pushing it. Crackle Cat, did you see Star's daughter is getting wedded? So Star's been out trying on wedding dresses. I'm gonna have to shape this up a little bit more. I'm just trying to get my even on each side. Still need to come in a little bit on this one. Let's do this. Hey Doug, how you doing, sir? I don't think your stone made it yet. Shouldn't be too far behind. I know Dusty got his. It's still not right to me. I gotta bring it in more. Dude. Let me go back a little bit. You can kind of see, I'm just trying to bring it in a little bit. I'm a little uneven on my outer point. Maybe I can make this one a little bit longer right here. Kind of pushing it here. Oops. So there's two ways to sort of move your line across. So I'm talking about the line between here and here. One, I can bring this in this way and just bring this down a little bit on the bottom edge. But actually what I can do to even it out is make this one on the right longer, and it just pushes that center top piece over to the left a little bit. Oh, thank you, Dusty. I really appreciate that. I know some people in the chat here were watching when we did it. I'm just glad you liked it. I did go back and tidy it up a little bit. But I'm finding, and maybe, I don't know if it's because I'm a new seller, I guess, but I'm going back to pieces and picking out little things that most people wouldn't see and fixing them. So I've actually done that with Star's piece as well. My friend's sending me pictures right now of a iron skillet that I took over to them this afternoon. So what I'm finding is I'm getting maybe too picky on some of my stones, trying to make them absolutely perfect, and probably not the best thing to do, because they look fantastic. So you guys might not even have noticed that was longer on this side. If you are interested, you can always take a screenshot. If ever you see a stone, or just take a screenshot right now and use it at a later date. I am going to start putting it into my channel sort of officially. And yeah, you can go ahead and ask for any cab that you see in a live, And if you want to see a new material or something like that, just email me. Or if you have any questions about equipment or anything like that. Alright, I think I'm done with this one. That is Dusty right there. I tried to bring my other phone out, and I don't know where I put it. But if you look up, I believe on Facebook, or even just go through Google, and it'll take you to the Facebook page. Dusty is one of our resident artists, and he was honored with being invited into the People's Artist competition, which is run by the Art Forum magazine, and also Johnny Depp is part of it. I think he's one of the endorsement people. And they have their final voting today. I can green screen it again real quick. Give me 1 second. I think we're done with this one on these 3 wheels. Dusty, it's up to you if I give your whole name out. I don't really want to give your whole name out. It's up to you. Let me show green screen real quick. So this is one of Dusty's entrances. This, so you can't see. I can put the other one up. I'm not really sure you want me to though, Dusty. Okay. Well then let's go over. There's not that many people in, so let's show it. Oh, no. There we go. So if you look at the top, it's Johnny Depp presents the People's Artists. There's several different groups in there. This is our buddy Dusty that's in the chat right now. And if you head over there, you can vote for him. I think this is the last day. He's running pretty good. I think he's running in 9th right now. So. Yeah, I thought he was a wrestler, Steven. So, yeah, it's pretty fantastic, really. Let's go over here. That's just one of his pieces. You could always take a screenshot and blow it up. I cannot blow it up from my end. But he hand paints the skulls almost like it's turquoise inlay. It's really fantastic. Some amazing stuff. Okay, let's get out of that. Actually, Dusty, are you in here? Let's see if I can find it. Oh, so this is one of my buddies. I was over at my buddy's house over here, and while I was at my other friend's house, he happens to have this hanging in his hallway. Not nearly as nice as what you do, Dusty. Not nearly as nice. But he did happen to have that on his wall, which I thought was funny, so I just took a quick picture of it. Alright, back to work. Are you saying your pieces for sale, Dusty? I know you've got a couple of these. It's an amazing work, really. It really is. And very different, a different type of medium. And definitely that southwestern, western with motifs to it. Alright, I think we're going to leave that at that. Looks pretty good. It's going to come down a little bit more as I go through the other 3 wheels, but that's pretty good for right now. Alright, let's do the mystery one. Boop. And I may go live a few more times this next 4 days. I don't know, I'm probably going to be out here. I'd love to have you guys along. I'm just not going to Yeah, you can contact me, absolutely. This has some pretty good potential. I don't know if this came from the Kingman bag or not. I will be able to tell as soon as I get it on the wheel because I'll be able to smell it. Let's just do a quick tester right here. Oh, we need water, people. Yeah, we need water. Sorry if I sound a little muffled. I do have a mask on. So when I'm doing this sort of stabilize, but I need to. Sorry, I need to get something to drink here real quick. There we go. There you go. What do we got today? Pineapple. Sorry, it was so hot out today, and I was working out in it. Not doing a workout, but moving stuff out of a cargo container, and I gotta make sure I get enough liquid in me today. Alright, we're gonna go around, see where this turquoise is hitting the edge. Not hitting that edge. Not yet anyway, a little bit. This is not out of the Kingman bag. And just like an opal, I'm going to go around the whole edge and flatten it out. Oh. Well, she has to speak for herself. I'm gonna say I actually like, I don't know, I like dark blues. So that might be from my, I don't know, I love dark blues. So I really love like really dark blue turquoise. That's a really lovely blue right there. That's my good color right there. See, and I was gonna say it. Actually, I was gonna say mine was periwinkle before she said hers. I don't know. We can't do two shield shapes, can we? I don't know why they're turning out that way today. Maybe we can. This is not the same material. This is not Kingman. And I have a feeling it may actually be sort of not a polychrome, but close to polychrome. What are we going to do here? It's going to have to be freeform. It's going to have to be. It's going to have to come up to there. A freeform for sure. I don't really want it to be a shield shape again. I'm going to come around each one of these corners and see what we have left. And that's not a terrible shape, actually. So now, which side? So the problem here is I like the way the matrix has seeped into these little cracks right here from this side. If you go all the way around, sort of drops in there. So do I make this the top? It's a little wonky here. I don't know. Let's do both sides and see what happens. Wow. Oh yeah, you're going up to the petrified wood. That's gonna be awesome. I would love to do that one day. You know, one of Freckle Cat's bucket list ones is just to go see the redwoods. Just bringing this side down. It's got a tiny bit of a dome that I'm forming. It is not necessarily going to be the front or the back at this point. I just want to see what's going to start showing. Dog, I think I'd have to leave now, but I guess it is pretty far away from this. Oh no, it's a little closer. I was thinking John Ross, but no. Alright. So, I have a feeling that may actually end up being the bottom. Coming out pretty good. Flat. So now I'm going to start taking this up, and I think the formation, even though it's stepped right there, that blue in the middle will stay risen and higher. Take a peek. See if we're coming down from the right side here. And I think we definitely are. So my reading of the stone is pretty much on. Let me take a quick picture because I keep forgetting to take pictures today. And I think we're going to start getting more blue out of this. So let's keep going with that. Now I'm going to actually come down on this girdle edge a little bit and start doming it out so I can take even more off that top, and then we'll see what I reveal underneath. If you guys like opal, global prospecting will be on tonight, probably around 9ish, I think. And he does everything from Australian opal, Brazilian opal. I think I've seen him do a piece of Louisiana opal before, and definitely Ethiopian. So a good mix. Super generous guy. Fun to watch. The chat over there is pretty fun as well. So if you do go over there and you haven't been there, say hi from me. His name's Robert. And just say RocksAlot said hi. That'll be at 9 o'clock tonight. Alright, so I've had another peek, and it is looking better and better. Right? Look at that. Okay. Now we're going to start seeing something in here. Is that Charlie Chaplin? I'm not Charlie. Well, it could be Charlie Chaplin. I'm thinking Laurel and Hardy. But, let's see in there. Anybody? Let's move over to the next wheel. I don't know if it's the Chilean. I gotta find the bag on this one. I pulled it out today when I pulled out the Kingman, and I forgot to look at the bag. We'll go a little softer for you, Steve. But if I go a little softer here on this second wheel, you might just fall right back to sleep. Get this back going. And right now, Dusty, so unless it was stabilized in Chile, which you know why that's possible, there's no odor to this stone. And I'm wondering if it's natural or not. I mean, I don't smell anything on it. Now the last stone, the Kingman, when you're cutting it, you can smell that it's stabilized. This one I have not, but it is cutting a little bit too smoothly as far as like where I'm going over the matrix, that I'm not unsure that it's stabilized. That's some really gorgeous colors too. Well, if you're not off, we'll try not to be too noisy, Patricia. So I think you've just named our new category of people that come into the live. You know, we've got the chatters, we've got the subscribers, we've got the thumbs uppers, we've got the lurkers, and now I think we've got the nodders. And I think I cannot say that I have not fallen asleep with my headphone in my ear and my earphone in my head and woken up with a phone stuck to my side. Try not to. And then when I gotta go to work in the morning and I gotta find the phone, I try and do it through the covers and not wake everybody up. Look at that. It's actually really nice. So it's going to keep coming down with this matrix just a little bit at a time. Probably get some really nice little tiny splotches of blue in there. And but leaving that matrix in there. All right, we're going to go on to the next wheel. Hi everybody, welcome in. I'm a lurker, Doug. I mean, quite a lot. But I do go to people's channels. I think what helps somewhat helps with the channel, and they kind of mention this a little bit in my boot camp, is to actually do some interaction on other people's channels. The other thing is maybe keep it to something similar to the channels that are similar to your own content. I'm not sure if that's true though. The other question I had is, do people get credit when people watch certain videos through other people's playlists? I don't know if that makes sense to any of you. So if I have a playlist, which I have one that's public, I forget which one it is. If people go through my playlist to watch other people's content, do I get any credit for it? I don't know. I know if I use somebody else's video and sort of put my face on it, then I only get partial credit for it. Which is, I'm surprised you get any credit for it when you're using somebody else's content. But hey everybody, happy Thursday. Hi Carol, how are you? Oh, one of our good friends, Carol Bloom, right there. Yeah, thanks for coming in and saying hi, Carol. Really appreciate it. Wow, look at that. That is shaping up for a mystery turquoise. That is shaping up pretty nice. It's actually really nice. And I don't mind the shape. I got big hands, big fingers. Maybe, it's a maybe. I could sport it, or a little pendant. She got your tongue hanging out, but she didn't, you need to put this, you need to put you in the, at the smoker's table with the rest of the polka dogs, right? Flattening it out. We're going to get that sharp edge on the bottom right there. Like that. Now, I'm putting off this next stone for a reason, because I don't want to make a decision on it. Maybe we'll have to go outside and cut it. I'm scared I'll screw up the cut. Let me show you guys. Alright, so. Really pretty. I was not expecting that. Oh. Hey, Jed, how you doing? I got plenty of people in here to give me advice. That's two. Looking pretty good. Pretty nice. Alright, so this one I've been putting off for a while. I don't know whether to keep this as a specimen or not. So do we go outside and chop these niblets off the top? Trying to save something out of it. Or I can cut off this end right here. Just this end. Make a stone out of that one right there. Chop off the niblet right there. I don't know why I'm calling it a niblet. Thank you, Patricia. What do you think? I think I'm going to see, I could make a stone that big too, just from this piece without chopping this end off. Yeah, I do too. So, I mean, it's already got like a chip out of it right there. So I could just chop that off there. Make a little stone out of this. I think that's what we're going to do. Cut, cut, cut. Alright, let's go outside. I'm just going to leave that running, I think. Well, should be okay. Let's turn it off. Let's give it a bit of a breather. It's starting to get dark out there anyway. So Hopefully that doesn't seize up while we're gone. Let's go outside real quick. Boop. For some reason, the fig tree's doing really well with all these terrible minerals coming off of these rocks. So let's line you up in here real quick. It's just going to be this one, I think. Well, maybe we'll look at something else. Get you in here. There we go. Awesome. I think I should do it. Let me plug it in. You hear a spark? It's just me. Okay. Let's see if we can do this. Let me have a look at this again. Let's get through there. So I'm just looking at it, trying to decide. Might take off a little bit. Let's take this end off a little bit, just a tiny bit. Once you do the first one, the rest is not as hard. But let's take a quick peek. So, just that end. Pretty nice. I'm gonna have to flatten that out. Whew. Let's make a little ringstone in here. I didn't take off much, just a little bit. Now my stone's down to this big. Now, I need to chop. Where's that woodpecker coming from? I don't know if the woodpecker's hitting at the wood or just laughing at me. Alright, so now I gotta get this top off without going too low that I lose the stone below. Here we go. What I don't like very much is it gets really dark in that bottom right there, so. But it's still blue here, so let's just see. I don't know. Oh, that woodpecker. I even see you, little rascal. Woodpecker's laughing at me. I think. Go that way. I'm going this way. Alright, deep breath, here we go. quite the cut I wanted. It's not bad, but I couldn't stop because I already had a line going, and I took off some down this end, which I did not want to do. But it's kind of concave in there. Let's see. Alright, not bad. This is Kingman, I think, but it's not the Kingman that I have been cutting. I think this is a different batch, and it's definitely stabilized differently. This is much kinder to the nose. Alright, let's do those. So that's fine. Did I get the one inside? No, we're going to save it. We're going to save it. Let's go cut this. Let's go back inside. Going in. Oop. So I have been looking at some other yawa nuts that I have, and we're going to cut them. Some of them look like the cowpack kind. I don't know if anybody knows what I mean. Oh, I can show you guys. Let me show you. What I mean by a cowpack yawa nut. Let's get that in. I will show you. Now, let's do a quick picture on this one. So this went on there, like that. That like that. So this is what we did. Took the end off. Like that. So that'll be one little stone down there. Then we chopped its top off. Be one little stone down there, and actually that's going to be really nice, especially if that blue can come to the surface. I think, yeah, there it goes. So that was going to come off anyway. Sorry, my started to do. It's gone funky on the focus here. Let's do one of these. Close your eyes. That'll help. Hey, Tug. Oh, he's AWOL. Yes. I don't know. There's a lot of things going on today. I know he's had a few pieces that he wanted to edit himself. So this is what I mean by the cowpack type. This is why this is why Star's Stone got dirty earlier. That's not it. Where is it? There you go. So this is the one we cut last week. Had the beautiful opal in it. And that's going to be a stone somewhere right in here. Nice and thick. Going to cut this some more at another time. I'm thinking maybe the next slice. There's enough sort of greens and blues in this matrix up here that I will do a different stone there and there. Okay, so that is not too bad for opal. So this piece came to me. I don't know if this has color. I don't think it's got color in it, but it came to me like this. So imagine there's another half over here, and they basically came along. What they do is they take a hammer, they hit it with a hammer. If there's opal in there, a lot of times it'll actually break where that opal seam is. You can open it up, and then you can start deciding where your lines are from. So you can see how this ironstone formed by the way that this little piece came off. This little piece I pulled off from down here. Then there's another layer. So it's all in little layers just to make the ironstone. And then the opal forms in there afterwards. I didn't see any color in here. So now, so I can't imagine they missed it. It might be in there. So the little lines down the bottom here give me some sort of hope. So now I think I just have to start slowly slicing through this all the way to the end, just to see if we hit opal that they missed. You never know, because it may have been like this, a cowpat, and this piece broke off. They didn't find anything in there. They chucked that half, chucked this half. But if this stone was sitting at any angle, the opal usually starts to form at the bottom, because the mineralized silica water is dripping downwards. So it starts at the bottom, and it slowly, as it fills up, that's when the opal starts, and it starts lining up. So it's possible, if this was at the bottom, that there's something hiding in there. We'll see. Yeah, so we'll do that another time. And I have some other ones that I'd like to cut. But there you go. Just handling that, it gets pretty bad. So there we go. And we are going to work on, I think, the bigger piece of this. See what we can get out of it. Hey, Logan. Thank you, Logan. A hand popsicle. Oh, a marshmallow high. All right. See, I would have called it a popsicle hand. Thank you for the rubies. The rubies are all adding up. 1 ruby is 1 cent. And 1 cent makes me happy. So, yeah, it's really cool. Thank you so much, Logan. And it all goes into that little kitty over in PayPal. And it's starting to add up. So between my commissions, the stones I've sold, the super chats, and the rubies, it's slowly coming up. Wow, this stone is just... it's super bright, much brighter in here than I thought. Okay, let's go over here. Hi there, welcome in. Thumbs up are great. Subscriptions are fantastic. If you enjoy the live and you want to see another one, I go live on Thursdays at 6, Sundays at 2. I may come on live a few more times over this next 4 days. I'm not going to be posting it. But, yeah, rubies for a new machine. Looking for a new machine and a new saw. That's the plan. And it might be Christmas before we get there, but it's going to happen. All right. Yeah, so thanks for being here, everybody. Like I said, thumbs up help. Subscriptions help more. If you're just in the chat, that also helps. And if you're just lurking, welcome. We love you guys too. All right, so that squeaky means it's... yeah. Means my belt's gone a little. Just gotta take this end off, hopefully. Come on. I'm gonna take my end off here real quick. And get this moving again. There you go. Doesn't take but a second. Just undoing this. That's the end bolt. So it is a used machine. It's not perfect. And I just go in under here. There you go. Right there. You can see the belt. Just give it a quick turn. And it's good to go again. Oop. And just tighten this up by hand. Nice and easy. That is the great thing about genies. They are pretty easy to work on. And as long as your motor lasts, they should last for a long, long time. Like this has probably been going for 20 years, probably. Not quite as long as my other one. Let's do that. Point. Tap, tap. And see how it doesn't squeak when I move it? Here we go. And we are off to the races. I don't know if you guys watched the races last week. Kind of fun. Alright. Yeah, good. Let's see if we can cut this. I'm going to take this back off first. See what's hiding underneath here. This is also Kingman, just from a different batch, and they stabilized it differently. But yeah, definitely from the same, definitely Kingman. I would never have guessed 2 or 3 years ago that I could tell you what type of turquoise it is by the epoxy process. And I do have my gloves on, and I also got my mask on now too. Thank you, Doug. And Jed, thank you. Wow, 12-inch full wheel. I don't know if I'd have to have the, thank you, Jed. Yeah, I will. So, Jed is kind enough to send me chat donations to the email that I show through PayPal. It's sort of the machine fund. Really? Wow, Doug. What? I've heard Dave talk about them a little bit. I've seen them a few times. They can be a little intimidating. I mean, if you've been working stones, saws, grinding wheels, grinders, that kind of stuff for a while, it's not quite so bad. But that is a mighty big, 12 inch, that's a big space. Starting to see a little peak of color coming through. I don't think we're keeping this side, but I'm going to keep going on this edge for a minute. I think we're going to try and keep that. I did not see those little light spots in there. That's neat. See the little moon dots? Bring it down a little bit, and I think those dots go all the way through. That's pretty neat. I gotta clean this screen. Look at that right there. Definitely different. You can see how deep it goes right there. Get my screen here real quick. It's covered in water. I don't want to lose you guys. A quick face wipe. There you go. Interesting though. Huh. So I think we have the same height all the way around. I'm going to keep this. So I got to go around the edge, clean it up. So we're going to do the 2.5 hour today. satisfied on this first wheel, and when I'm doing that pre-shape, I don't want to lose anything or lose too much. I want my girdle to be the right angle. I think the 2 commissions I have for the weekend, I'm probably not going to do them live. I might. But I need to get them done by next Tuesday probably. And I might take a couple of little short videos of it and edit it together. Bring that in just a tiny bit more. There we go. Alright, I'm going to take the 45 all the way around. And in the last live, I figured out I've been going this way when I'm doing the edge, and it's probably better that I go this way so I can see the actual height as I'm turning it. So that's it. So that was a whole new change, taken me 4 years to get to. Really simple. But seeing the chat and these lives, I finally figured it out, and just a better process for me to make sure that the height of my girdle is more consistent. Yeah, we have a few more people to put in the rock hounding sub club. I don't know how much felt that Cecil's cat has. She has a lot of felt, or wool, I should say. Saw Patricia in the chat today. Jed's in the chat. Jed McGowan's in the chat. We got Dusty in the chat. That'll be a good one to do. Alright. And bring it down just a little bit more. Even. I think after this, we're going to work on Star's little agate with Montana agate. Or Montana moss agate. Alright. This is looking really good. Looking really good. It's a freeform. It's looking really good. I like that. I like these little dots in here. Definitely different. Very spacey. Really spacey. Really nice stuff. Alright, let's go to the next wheel. So just going over that same little angle that I was doing. It's a little bit softer on this wheel because it's a much higher grit of diamond. Takes a lot less off. I think it's 220 grit. And we'll really round out the facets and everything when we get to the next wheel. A little bit of a pull out. Love that blue down there. That's fantastic. With foliage? Not quite. Oh, we do. Ah! We have foliage. Love foliage. That's okay, because we're almost down to this last wheel, and then we move over, it takes off less, messes up my fingers less, doesn't take as much of my nail off. We're looking good. It's had some amazing views in the last few lives. There's my highest viewed live, I think 2 weeks ago now. There was 51,000 of you came through. I mean, only 1,000 stick around, but I'm happy with that. 5 people even get a glimpse of this. It has to be better than some of the other things that I could be doing on YouTube. Although when I'm scrolling, I do wonder sometimes. Maybe I need to just get a watermelon and start putting rubber bands on it or something. I mean, me on these wheels should be dangerous enough to keep a few people in, I think. Thank you, Pepper Pat. Let me put that up. Alright. Yeah, if anybody's ever interested in a cab, you don't have to put it into chat. You can just message me at that pinned message, that chat message at the bottom. You can ask me any question you want, actually. I think at this point I've had quite a lot of world experience. Ooh, thunder. It's starting to get a little wacky today. Going over here. We're going to start going on to the it's some odd looking stuff, beautiful stuff, but I really feel like I'm in the Webb telescope or the Hubble or something. Yeah, this is definitely stabilized Kingman. There is a Utah sale going on sometime this weekend. I don't know when. I know there are at least 1 or 2 turquoises, and I know there's a material, a veracite material, I think, coming up that hasn't been seen before. And that's over on Lapidary Dave's channel. I did not know the rain was getting that close. Alright, let's get a picture of this one. And then if you want to stick around, I'm going to be working on the agate on the other 3. Well, we might end up finishing these out. Who knows? We might just end up finishing these out. But I gotta do Stars agate first. Welcome in, everybody. If you are new, I go live on Thursdays in the evening around 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Sundays around 2. Everybody is welcome. If you subscribe, nobody will know you've subscribed. But and it's free. So you will get notified of when I go live, and you're welcome just to come in, look around, or you could be like Patricia and be a nodder. So if you haven't slept in a few days and you can't get to sleep, just come watch the channel for a little bit. These machines will help you relax and doze off into a deep, deep sleep. I'm going to put myself to sleep here soon, watch out. Alright, let's get this little sharp edge down here. Gonna run around that real quick. that. There we go. That just picks that sharp edge off. It stops it from chipping out. It makes it easier when being set because there's a little tiny gap between the bezel and the back plate and the solder that has to run between the bezel and the setting bezel and the back plate. So that just helps, gives a little bit of room. And I like the back too. This is a funky piece, I tell you. Look at that. That's really neat. I'm really happy with that. Let's hold it up. I think it'll take a picture better if I hold up. Alright. I think that's good. So we got 1, 2, 3. Let's find Star's piece. So 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to move over to the other side here. Where is Star's? Good question. Where did I put it in? I don't know what I did with it, Star. There it is. These are the other 3. So Star is contemplating buying these 3. This is the stick agate that came the other week, a couple of weeks back. That's gorgeous. And there's a lot of stick agate out there, but this quality stick agate where it's pretty much solid all the way through. And none of the sticks are like jagged outside or showing too much of a live edge. This one's beautiful. Gotta do another polish on that. And then, I don't know how she found it, because this is one of my more interesting pieces, but this was the piece of Chiba Veracite that I did. And we called that the Shout instead of calling it the Scream. Pretty self-explanatory. So she's got her eye on those 3. Which, Star, by the way, thank you so much, because to even know that those were in the other lives is really fantastic of you. And then we're going to finish up this little Montucket agate right here. But it doesn't just have its normal dendrites in there and moss. It's got some really cool light mossy in there. So we're going to try and give that a quick upgrade on the next 3 wheels. And hopefully we can get this set. We can move you over. Hold on, we're moving over. Hopefully we're moving over. Let's see. There you go. Now. Sorry, this one's a little finicky. Get that like that. Get in a little bit closer. Should be good like that. So we're moving on to the 600. This has been through. It's pretty nice. Alright, let's just. I'm talking and talking. Talking and talking. That's my New York. So same thing. Just run around the girdle. I didn't have any issues when we started this, so I shouldn't have any issues now. Nice and chill and quiet. just going to run through these three. Now, Doug was talking about having a 12-inch bull wheel, which would be absolutely fabulous to have. So I do. I have a lot of pet wood. I have a lot of agates, or agates. Some pretty hard jaspers from down in the south of California, and a couple of pieces of jade. And I'd really love to. You got to start off with a really high grinder, so a low grit grinder. The thing about the bull wheel is it's just, I don't know what the RPM on it is, but it's pretty high, I think. And so you can just pre-shape stuff super quick. Going over this doesn't have a high dome or anything to it. Let's see, everybody behaving? Looks like it. And the condors they can be some gorgeous agates too, though. But I guess if you are used to agates and petrified woods, then you know which machines to get the most, especially if you're going up there. It's possible. Ithaca Peak can be gorgeous. A lot of these mines, they have a lot of different variations. I think the thing you can tell the most is maybe the matrix that it's in, but it depends on how big the mine is too. And I have heard that the XRF machine is, I believe that people send in certain turquoises to get them, why is this catching right here? To get them tested, which is all fine and good if your turquoise is the same every time, but an XRF machine just measures the, basically the atoms in there. So, a piece of turquoise is going to show it's a phosphate, and but being that the mines are so different, I don't know how you would be able to 100% confirm, like, this is Bisbee, or this is Sleeping Beauty, and this is Kingman from this mine, and I think that's very difficult. I'm spending a little time on this wheel. I don't really want to have to go backwards. Wow, people, we might even do a dry check on the 600. Doing the back. If I do this right, this should be, when it's finished polished on the 3000, should be nice and slippery. Ooh, it's getting hot. Let's get some more water in here. Hi everybody, welcome in. Let's do a little bit more water here. There you go. Need a little bit of cooling. Alright, let's do the pole right here. I'm pressing pretty hard. I should really just be letting the wheels do the action. that bottom edge. I don't know what action you call this one, but I'm going to do it all the way around because it's rounded down to the girdle on this one. And I want to get that rounding edge polished all the way around. I have to come up with some new lingo for this move. I see everybody do it. Alright, we are going to do a test and see how I'm doing. See if we can get something to dry this with. Let's see. I think we're doing pretty good. Alright. Let me get it dry enough. Got a pretty good polish. See little teeny little lines. That's okay because I'm on the 600. But I don't see any big scratches going through there. What is that one? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What's that one? Oh man. I might have to go back a wheel. Oh man. I can't tell. Right there. Going down here. Right there. I gotta determine if that's part of the stone or it's a scratch. Let's get a close up. Can't tell if it's part of the stone. More than likely it's a scratch though, right there. So, how are we gonna do this? I gotta get that out. No! Okay. I don't think it'll take long. I'm gonna go back one wheel real quick. Please don't mind me. See if I can get you to see without having to move you over. Nope. Trying to see. Let's see if I can do this. Let's see where my line is. Right there. Hoping I can get it out with this 280. Another quick look. It is not coming out. Dang it. Let's get that out. I don't really want to go back to this metal wheel. But if this doesn't start coming out, I might have to. That sucks. Give it a few minutes on here. I don't want to lose my shape either. I'm really just doing the surface. And it's my fault for not taking a better look before we got on. I should have done it when I did the 3 turquoises. And I should have checked before we went to the next 3 wheels. My fault. Alright, let's see if this is even coming off. Alright, this is going to decide whether I got to go backwards. Oh, okay, you go. Man. So it's coming out, and then it almost looks like it's part of the stone. But that's got to come out. So it's coming out a little bit. It's coming out. Just taking time. Let's keep going. I'm gonna have to do it on this wheel. It sucks though. You don't hear me say that too often. I'm gonna keep doing it to keep the shape. But this is going to stall, we're going to get it right. Do another quick test. Sorry, this seems a little monotonous, but it is what it is. Alright, getting there. Man, that's deep up there, isn't it? See how deep that is? Whew. Do I go back? Oh, man. Hard decision. I'm going to go back just for a second. Not easy to do. Alright, I probably took it out, but it scratched up the whole surface, so let's see. Yeah, it's almost gone. So it's still in there. See where that water's breaking right there? That bird's laughing at me again. What's that bird doing out anyway? It's getting dark. I'm pulling everybody out to the rave. We get some big owls around here at nighttime too sometimes. They sound like cackling monkeys. Okay. Let's do a quick check. It is still friggin' there. You see that? Man. Starting to wonder if it's actually part of the stone. It can't be. No, it's there. So agates, jade, petrified wood, very hard materials, and kind of hard to get some of the stuff out on some of these wheels, especially if the wheels are worn a little bit. I appreciate you all sticking around. Thank you. I'm hoping this looks good. I'm going to use the edges a little bit. If I don't get it now, right now, then we'll move on to the other three, but I'm really trying to get this done today. Oh, looky, looky. It is gone. Alright, a few more on here, and then we can move back over to the 600. Wow, that took a while, didn't it? Sorry about that. The earlier you can double check your work as you're going along, the more time you're going to save yourself. You're going to save yourself a lot of time. It may seem a little ANAL to check all the time, but it will really save you in the long run. Especially with hard materials like this. Alright. It pops back up again. Yeah, I will finish it over the weekend. A lot of work. And so some people that do agates like to work with a higher RPM. You just have to be more careful with your fingers. Alright. I'm going to go around the whole area here. Same little move we were doing before. And then we're back over. Well, that just made this live a little bit longer. I guess I probably should have checked the back again, shouldn't I? I'm not as worried about the back. If it's got scratches on the back, I'll come back and redo it. This is the back I'm doing right now. And we should be good. We'll do one last check, and then we're moving back over. Thanks for sticking this out. Appreciate those thumbs up in there too. So yeah. Showing you a towel. Alright. So my little line's gone. Look at that. Whew. Let's move back over here. That was not easy. Good. What are we going to do? Let's figure out how to do it. There we go. Let's turn over here. There we go. Let's back you off a little bit. Oh, there we go. Right about there. Get that water back in. Hi everybody, welcome in. Hope you had a good Thursday. I hope some of you took off tomorrow so that you have a nice long weekend. I keep going up to my chat keeps going up to your Dusty. I'm thinking it's Ithaca Peak, dark and sexy. So I think you call him Dusty, dark and sexy. I don't know why that keeps going back up there. Super duper. Here we go, Star. We got this. I did have to go back and check that stick agate a little bit. Because around some of the sticks, you tend to get little lines, and it's not so, you can't get it out. It's impossible. It's just part of the formation. But I had tried to alleviate as many as I could. There's a couple tiny little ones left. Alright, here we go. Ooh. Let's do a one-handed and a drink. What's that? The pineapple's really good. So when I was doing my friends, helping them with the putting everything in the junk trailer, really, he had about 40 Coca-Cola bottles from some national college winners to Shaq to some Olympics ones back in the 80s. I don't even think America went to the, what was it, the 84 or 88 Olympics? I forget which one. There were a couple of Disney, I think 25th anniversary. There was some flat-sided Coca-Cola bottles from probably back in the 40s. But they still had their liquid in them, so those are really collectible. I didn't care, I kept like 6, I think. We had some from down in the Panama Canal. We had some liter ones from Panama. Some pretty cool bottles. And my other friend who used to breed Peruvian Pasos and show Peruvian Pasos, he had all his stirrups and his old saddles and stuff. But unfortunately most of them had taken to the weather, or the climate had got hold of them even inside of a cargo container. The cargo container after like 20 years started to get holes in the sides, so the critters started to get in. Steven. Yeah. This week's yeah, we'll have to we'll use that another time, Steven, too. So this week's safety word is pineapple. Please don't forget, or at least know how to sign it. Alright, that's the back. Let's roll this side again. Alright, now we're back to where we were. I should have checked it before. I should be mad at myself, but I'm not. It means I'm on here longer. Okay. So hopefully I get a little rest tonight and I get to sleep in tomorrow, but we'll see. Depends what Toby decides. Toby is getting into his teenage world, I guess. He getting a little more stubborn. Oh, he did a runner today. My father-in-law was over here with him, and Truffle Cat let him go for a second. He did a runner down the sidewalk, and he stopped once when he was told to stop, and then he kept going again. And the one thing that stopped him were friggin' spicy fries that they've been thrown out on the sidewalk, so that stopped him in his tracks. But yeah, he's been keeping us up at night, and there is family talk about removal of the nimblets, and I don't know, Pepper Cat didn't find it too amusing when I said we should put them in a jar in the rock display. But, you know. Problem is, she might put mine in there too, Stephen. Alright. I think we're looking good here, so I guess I should show it. I've been working on it long enough. This is a really nice one. Normally you just get sort of that black mossy in there, brown mossy, like this. But this has some sort of really neat wispy in the bottom there. It's actually nice from both sides. Yeah. Not quite glass, but keep going here. Alright, one last time on the top, and then we're going to move over to the 1200. Then you guys are going to have to tell me if you're going to stick around for the, if we do the other three for the Zam. What are we at, 212? Let's move over. Yeah, we could. Just a quick. I think I heard you squeal a little there, Stephen. No, and there's a big difference between the vet and the Humane Society. Yeah. Get out a big razor. Get that bottom edge. So really, I just have to hit this surface probably 2 or 3 times. As long as I hit everything. And it's these last two, especially when you're doing sort of agates and petrified wood, it's these last two that, because it's so hard, they give it a pretty good shine. And I could do cerium on this, and I might test it, start for cerium. I'm not going to do it today. I got that other vertical lap on there, but I may give it a quick test with the felt and the cerium. After the 3000, probably tomorrow, the next day, just see if I get a better polish. If I don't, then I got to bring it back to the 3000 grit. So, back and forth. Yeah. So my friend, actually his last horse just passed away a month ago. She was probably like 30 years old, over 30 years old. But they used to do, you know, a lot of their own veterinary stuff. Actually, he used to go, he'd go to Peru and come back with giant cylinders of sperm and travel with them to bring them back into the States and impregnate horses with it. That's a whole, I don't know, you have to be very dedicated. Alright, let's get this top. Yeah, I mean, originally when his mum was alive and the stepdad, they used to have probably 20, 30 horses maybe that they would show and breed and all that stuff. It's a whole different lifestyle. You got to be up at basically 5 every morning, and last thing you do is feed them at night at like 11. So you got to grain them in the morning, grain them at the night, and then check all your fences, all that stuff. It's a lot. I used to live out there for a little while and would help him out with it. Mostly with the feeding part of it, and going to the feed store and picking up the hay in the trailer or the truck. And alright, things are pretty much done on this one. Ready for the 3000 near star. So we were talking about the cerium, Jed. It really depends sometimes on the moss. So sometimes the moss actually, it doesn't protrude, but it has a different surface to the rest of the stone, and it can get caught up in there sometimes. Don't know why that is. I mean, yeah. Move over this pad right about there. I think that's good. You never donated, Stephen? You be careful. Normally I have a plastic vertical on the end here, and right now I have a metal one, so keep away from that edge. Well, that took a while, didn't it? Especially with having to go back. Yeah. I have one of those little steamers too. Or I could just swap out the wheels, and I've got it in 8,000, 14,000, and 50,000. I've never used them. I don't know why. It's really easy to put them on here. I could always do that. Look at that. So I barely touched that wheel on the end with the end of the stone. And I put a tiny little metal piece on there. Dang it. So it's aluminum, so it should come off pretty easy. Never make it easy. Just when I thought I was getting ahead. Alright, it's gone. So it's gone, but just as I'm talking about this metal on the end here, now I know the consequences. So the only thing I thought the consequences were I may scratch the stone. But actually, because it's aluminum, it lays a little tiny layer of aluminum on the stone. Yeah, that's good to know. I think we are done. And I'm ready to take a look. Alright, back this up. Dry her up. And I definitely need to do the cerium on here. a tiny little inclusion in there as well. Let's give it a quick look. So that's part of the stone right there, part of the stone right here. And that's what I mean about sometimes the moss actually hits the surface. So definitely got to take it a little bit further than that, but I'm very happy with it too. Let's get a quick picture. Gorgeous tones in it, Star. I don't get many Montagate agates with that lighter moss in there. I really like it. Okay. Anybody want to stick around? Might as well. Let's see. Might as well do them all. What time am I at? Do I save it? I don't know if I need to save my back here. Let's see how quick this goes. Coming on. Gloves are off. So let's get this done. Gloves are off. I'm just going to concentrate on doing these stones. So I may be a little quiet, but it will be a little quicker. This is another move I normally do on my turquoise. I see other people doing it. I assume it's to blend in that top face with the girdle. I just don't feel it's very consistent. That's just me. Maybe it's just not consistent when I do it. This is nice. Alright, let's get that. Yeah, gloves off. Not so worried on these wheels, Star, because I'm trying to keep my nails like semi-professional, if they're not. And it all comes from cutting stones, but this takes up so little off of these surfaces that I'm not worried about it getting embedded in there. I don't care that much. I think other people care more about it than I do. I don't mean the people close to me. They know what I do, and I work hard at work as well. So, alright. So I got 4 days. Freckle Cat and I are going somewhere. Don't know where we're going yet. And it's going to involve the water somewhere for sure. So I might have to find a spring or the ocean, one of the two. Alright, this is doing well. I really just need to touch the surface all over the face here. Maybe a couple of times. But if I'm doing it right, I really only have to touch it once. Yeah, that's what that water pick is for, Steven. That Jed was talking about. It gets cerium out and it gets sand out. Thank you, Doc. Just don't use the steamer, Steven, because yeah, it might seem like a good idea, but all right. Down to the last wheel, and then we got 2 to go. Go around the girdle. And even these 2 wheels start to blend in together. I mean, it's 1200 to 3000, but the actual size of the grit difference is very, very little. Awesome. Yes, thank you all for the likes. Really appreciate you all. We haven't had boot camp this week, so. Ooh. I haven't had good clams in a while. So where I used to eat clams, and I mean the shell kind, was a place called Southport Raw Bar down in Fort Lauderdale. And it is still there, and it's still the same owner. I don't know if I'm still kicked out or not, but no, I'm not kicked out. I mean, I might have been asked to leave a couple of times, but I wasn't like banned. Exactly, yeah. All right. This is good to go. Just a quick flash of it, and then we're going to go to the Zen. Let's do one more. 2 to go. Sorry for the quick movement there. That should work. Let's do the little shielder. I don't know if that's metal. Well, we'll see if it's metal or not, or some sort of hematite when we get to the polish. Sand is really good, or it does pretty well on metals as well, especially metals in turquoise material. Do the same thing that we did on the other 3 wheels. In the middle to that straight line there. And I'm easing up on the pressure as I hit the outside. Okay, that blue's coming out. Coming out a little more. Wish I could go down a little bit more. Let me stay on this wheel for a minute here. I don't want to make that girdle too thin either. Still a little off for me. Let me see if I can do this. It's a little risky. Going to bring it in just that tiny bit more, and that is much better. Yeah, that's much better. Much better. Shape-wise. Where's my focus here? So yeah, the shape came back a little bit better there. Alright, we don't want to focus. But it's fine. I don't mind oysters. I worked at a place at a raw bar. People spend a lot of money on oysters. And they come from like New Zealand or Japan. Some places up in British Columbia. Look at these tiny little oysters like this big from Japan. They were like $12 an oyster. So you get a dozen oysters, you were looking at 120, 140 bucks. And then put 2 stone crab on top of that, now you're over 200 and you're just on an appetizer. All right. Roll that. Same process. You're gonna have to go back to my videos, to my sales, to see where that one piece there came from. The first piece that we just did. These pieces are Kingman. And I believe they came from tin. Different, definitely different. Get the back. That white is part of the stone. Yeah, you can get the little pearls in there. You can get a lot of other things in there too, though. Like tuna and salmon. Alright. I think we are moving on to the last wheel on this one. And we just got one more to go. Then we're going to do the same time. Don't forget to go to People's Artist Award and look for Earl Rhodes. That's the Johnny Depp and Art Forum competition going on. And he's a good friend of ours out of New Mexico. There's some amazing artwork with skulls. He does a lot of other things too. But he does some great impressions of turquoise inlay without it being turquoise inlay. Alright, I think we're pretty much good on this. I know it's gonna get me zapped, Steve. Yeah, it's the last day today, Jed. I believe was the message earlier, so it's the last chance to go over there, show some appreciation to one of our friends that we see in chat. Not just here, but you see him in a lot of the other channels too. And if you get in a lot of trouble, you might want to give him a call anyway. He might be able to help you out. And that's if you know, you know right there. Aha, Todd came in. We were worried about you. I imagine you're probably going to head over to Roberts real soon. What are we at? Yeah, real soon. I should be done. So yeah, global prospecting will be going on at 9 o'clock, I think. So I need to get the last one done over here and then hit the ZAM. And we're out of here. And we will, let's do that. Last one. I think we're still going to get some ZAM time, which is great. There we go. If you don't know Todd's channel, please go over there. If you don't know Steve's channel, please go over there. So both under the chat names is their channel name. Would Steven or Todd, will you hit your icon or the other person's icon and see if it gives you the menu of being able to go to somebody else's channel just by pressing what their message in a chat? I know in some chats you can do that. I'm not sure if it can be done on this one. Star, I'm so excited you got that container. I love the little dance you did. Maybe you get some stuff out there, but don't leave it in there forever, because like my friend left anything. Well, we thought we had salvaged an antique dining room table. I mean, it's been in there for 20 years, Star, so don't worry about it. They're really good things to have for storing stuff. Really, really good. And so they had those in there for like 20 years, maybe even more. Maybe it's 25, I don't know. But yeah, really glad you can get that stuff out. There's a wiggle waggle. There's a pull out. There's a roll up. Not sure I like this move yet. There's a lot of people doing it. Not sure I like it myself yet. I guess it works. It's so easy to make a mistake when you're doing this. It does blend that edge together well, but it's easy to make a mistake. Back. Oh, okay. I don't mind. I don't think it'll link though. I can't do it from here. Freckle Cat can do it. I don't know if she's with us anymore. She's had a long couple of days. What I need to do is get you guys modded. Alright. This is really raisins. That means we've been out here a while. Oh, we got 240. Yeah, no, I don't care. Enough people have done it for me, Steve. see what happened. What if I hit Fox? It doesn't give me an option to toggle to show yours yet. Well, you are kind of a mid, Stephen, anyway. Oh, I see Dave just popped up with something. So we're almost done here. And then I think Dave just put up a short, or maybe, yeah, he probably just put up a short to mention the sale that's going on this weekend. I don't know if I've ever been called a mid. Maybe. You know how these girls talk. He's a mid. Oh, goodness. Hey, Desiree, how are you? We're almost done. We're about to move over to the ZAM. Yeah, it would be nice, wouldn't it, Jeff? They've probably gone out, I think. I think they've gone out. I know they were packed, and that was 5 or 6 days ago. He hasn't been putting out the tracking unless requested as of late, it seems. I don't know if that's become an extra chore or what that is, but it is turquoise. It's a really pretty turquoise, actually. Really pretty. And I'm about to take it over to the polish. This is the last stone to get done, and then we're going over to polish. And that'll make 3 stones. Well, 4 stones really. We spent a little bit of time on the agate today. I'm happy we cut this one because I got those 2 little ring stones to do with this material as well. And this is already getting a polish, and I'm only on the 1200. So this is really nice stuff. This is a nicer Kingman than the other stabilized stuff. I've had some really good stones out of that. Out of that other stabilized stuff. You hear me hit that metal again? It's okay. Very quick. Thank you. Oh, okay. I know it was boxed. What's his Speedo Nick had boxed it all. I've seen it all boxed up. I don't imagine he traveled with it to Utah. Hi everybody, just finishing off this last little piece of turquoise, and then we're going to take 3 pieces of turquoise over to the ZAM and get that final polish on there. Hey Sue. Welcome in. We have started the rock counting sub-hub, or sub-cub, where Frecklecat's been making felted images of some of our subscribers as puppies or canines. Alright, I think we're good with this one. And we are going to head over. Awesome. Really nice. Okay. So let's head over to the ZAM. 1, 2, 3. This machine is getting turned off. Ooh, listen to that. It almost puts me to sleep. Thank you, Jeannie, for taking care of me today. And let's head over to the ZAM. Got my mask, so we're good. Let's pop that. Let's take a quick walk. Hopefully I don't fall everything. Like I said, we had the roof mitigation dude up in the attic again today. House insurance is a wonderful thing. All right. Let's get this in. Let's take this down just a tiny bit. And I think we're going to start with this Kingman, the Shield Kingman. And here we go. Oh, okay. That happens too, doesn't it, Jack? I know it does. I don't know, I mean, I know he moves around quite a bit. And I don't know how easy it is to get. It can't be crazy impossible to get to the USPS, I mean. When you got 50 boxes full, I don't know. I mean, it shouldn't. Once it's labeled, boxed, taped up, you could probably do a pickup. Couldn't you get somebody to do a pickup for it? I don't know. I take all mine in person because I like to get the receipt. Alright, that's the back. It's got a little bit of shine to it. Let's get the edges. ZAM is a chromium aluminum oxide wax. And fantastic polish for phosphates. Let's get this front. Let's get the face. Let's see how I did in facing this one. This one was not easy. Turn it around. One more time. Alright, let's take a peek. That is lovely. Nice polish on it. The blues popped out. That almost looks like a fountain going through the middle to the top. Yeah. Nice little piece. Kingman, not top Kingman. Thank you, Desiree. Yeah, and the shape, once I got it symmetrical, I'm happy with it. Just took me a couple of tries. All right. We got the light one or the dark one? I think we're going to do the light one. We're going to do this one. Do the back. I tend to do the back first because it gives it a test of if it has any chemical reaction, which it should not. I've never had a chemical reaction go between the chromium and a phosphate, but I have had it happen with a couple of different jaspers that I've had. It doesn't do really well with the boulder opal. Plus boulder opal can be pretty sandy sometimes, so just means the wax ends up getting caught up in the surface. Alright, edges are done. Onto the face. Turn it around just once. take a peek. That is so nice. I really like this one. So the wax got caught up a little bit in that matrix. So I might have to go over that a little bit more, like redo it. But super matrix, and the color changes is really nice. Yeah, that's a pretty one right there. If anybody's ever interested in one of the cabs they see in a live or in any of my shorts, that is the email down the bottom. Just contact me, and we'll come up with a price. And I'm pretty fair. In fact, I might be a little bit too cheap on myself, but that's okay. I enjoy doing this, so I'm really happy to be able to share it with everybody. This piece, so we cut those two little ring stones off, hopefully. And then we did this big piece first. Let's just check the back. And it's polishing up really nice. Let's get the edges, and then we'll do the face. I do, and I probably will on this, just this next little. I don't like to put a lot of wax on this wheel. I know some people just cover the wheels with wax. It's just a personal choice. I don't like to put too much on, because if you put too much on, it'll end up getting caught to your, here you go, right here. It'll end up getting caught on your edges. And if it's too thick and goopy, I feel like if there is any sort of inclusion or anything on there, I feel it gets caught up in there. But I do it real quick, not very much. And this is the face. But really good question, Desiree. And actually, I do have another motor inside that I have set up with two new buffing wheels. One for, what's it called, Fabuloso, and one for the ZAM. And it has a varied speed on it that I can dial it in between 2,000 and I think 3,400 or 3,500 RPM. It's a little bit quicker. I will have to wear gloves. Wow, this is pretty. I took a peek, sorry. This is really nice. And this is Kingman too. Just a nicer quality piece than the first one. Alright, you ready for this? This is just really pretty. Love the color in this. Star was asking my favorite color. This is pretty close to my favorite color, blue. Really nice. Let's get a quick highlight on that one. Let's gather these together. Here goes one of my favorite sounds, which isn't a sound, it's actually the sound stopping. Love that sound. That's one of my favorite sounds. So thank you all for being in here today. As usual, thank you for the new people that came in today. If you are new, hit the subscribe. I go live on Thursdays at 6, Sundays at 2. And you're always welcome to come in, even if you don't say hi and chat. We love our lurkers here too, because some of us just like the sound of the machines and looking at the outcome of the stones. That's the outcome from today. And three completely different stones. Two from the same mine. And this top one, I'm going to have to look that one up again. I've got a pretty good idea on it, but I don't want to say it for certain until I know. And yeah, I hope everybody has a great weekend. Thank you for being in here. That is my email in the bottom if anybody's ever interested in cabs. If you're ever interested in slabs, we do have a friend. His name's John Ross. His email is jvross65@yahoo.com. You're always welcome to me to reach out to him. He has some fantastic prices on some of the slabs that he cuts. So reach out to him if you want slabs, cabs if you want to see to me, and yeah, we'll see you over the weekend. I'm going to come on live a few times, and we might even take a little adventure when we go out day before Memorial or the couple of days before Memorial. So thank you all. Stay safe. See you in the next one. In the meantime, take care of each other. Most of all, take care of yourselves. Cheers now. Love you guys. Thank you. Cheers now.